Hello and welcome to the finale of Season 2 of The Real Radio Show on UCFM 87.8. Come to you from the University of Canberra on Ngunnawal land. I'm Hannah.
I'm Barrett.
And our producer/host for our final show today is Tash.
We've got lots happening on today's show. Mili Fisher and Abrokwah from Romilda talk about their live music projects here in Canberra.
And Barrett chats with musician Romilda about her creative process. Local film director Sam Barth talks about making art at a local indie level. And I forced 2 local students to face off for Genesis Owusu tickets.
Tash and Hannah turn the tables on me this time and judge my angsty music tastes. Rach gives us the results for our real radio show bake-off challenge. And finally, we reminisce on our favourite moments from Season 2.
Send us a message throughout the show on our text line 0415 774 405. You can stay up to date with everything UCFM by following at UCFM_87.8. And if you're not already, tune in on iHeartRadio to listen to UCFM wherever you are. This is The Real Radio Show.
First up on today's show, we have 2 guests in the studio with Mili Fisher and Abrokwah. How are you guys going today?
Good.
Going
good.
right, yeah.
Enjoying our time. So firstly, for my first question, can you guys just explain to us what exactly it is that Rumo 4 is and what do you guys do?
Well, Rumo 4 is a studio collaboration between me and a couple of mates of mine. We started off as a band, Nevermind, and we kind of decided together that we wanted to explore more creative opportunities, and we started this kind of studio group to bring in more artists and record stuff with them. And yeah, it's been a fun experience. We've been doing it over at Ainsley Arts Centre, and yeah, we're getting a lot of attention, a lot of projects done, honestly.
Coming up, yeah. And one of those projects that you guys have going on at the moment is the In-Class Live Sets, the first episode released this Sunday with Romilda. How did the idea for that project come about?
I think the idea for that was, I think I spent about a few nights just thinking about like projects I could, kind of get a lot of people around and behind, and I was really inspired by the Tiny Desk thing, and I think I hit up Mili about, I want to say, a month and a half ago in March, and she was recommended by a few friends of mine, and I think that's when we really started bouncing ideas off and just developing the concept.
Yeah, I think we were definitely very heavily inspired by Tiny Desk, but we wanted to kind of turn it into more than just the music. We really wanted to be able to showcase like who these artists are and like really give this story and create like the artists as people that the viewers can like kind of get to know through the show, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. I was able to be there live and it was a really cool experience. And Romilda was the first artist to feature in this project. What was it about her that made you want to make her the first artist in this project?
Well, she was someone we already knew from a few like gigs we put on, at least with the band, and I've been putting on gigs for about a year and a half now. She was just someone that her writing spoke to a lot of people. She was gathering a lot of attention. She was doing gigs, Descent, Smiths, and it's just I saw the way people connected with her music. And yeah, like we just really vibed with her. We all knew her from school, and it just made sense.
Fair. And looking forward, are we allowed to know what kind of artists you have lined up for the future, or like any ideas you have with them?
Well, we kind of want to keep that close to chest, but we can definitely tell you that we have a lot of a variety in our future lineup, and we really want to focus on local Canberra artists. The artists that you don't really see on the stages, on the international stages. We want to put a spotlight on them.
Definitely. And now, Jay, I know that you also work with the band Nevermind, which we mentioned a little earlier. Can you just let us know a little bit about who is behind that project and how did you come together as a group?
Well, it all starts back in high school. I believe I would have been kind of a transfer student from Cooma.
Me too, man. Me too.
Literally, that's how we know each other. Yeah, and yeah, I think in music class I met these like boys. Honestly, Gavin, Will, Brad, Cam, like all these guys, we just connected. And I think our teacher put us on to a few assignments and a few, they kind of just put us together, and we did a lot of practices in the music room, and I think that was the first taste of our chemistry and the way that we just collaborated. And I think we spent a lot of time together, kind of strengthened those bonds, and I think there was about a year where I graduated and we weren't doing anything. Mm-hmm. And I think I remember this distinctively. There was a group chat that we were on, and someone sent me a picture of Will eating some chicken.
Okay.
and he was like, "Yo, where you at?" Because I was in London at the time, and he was like, "Where you at? Come over. We're practicing." And I think I came down. We
from England?
Yeah, literally, yeah. Like that day. Yeah. And we were like, that's when we started doing more gigs. And we performed pretty much everywhere. We've done Smiths, we've done Descent, we've done Blue Eyes. Recently did a gig at Funtime Pony. It was a really great crowd, and I think it's just fun. Yeah, just from
it was really fun.
A lot of those experiences, we've met people like Mili, people like like a lot of our artists that we work with, a lot of the support people, and it's allowed something like Room 04 to come from that. And I think I'm very proud of my boys, my brothers, and I can't wait to see what we can do next.
Definitely.
Awesome. And just on that note of that experience that you were having with performing in Canberra, how did you find breaking into the music scene here? And do you have any advice in general for new artists trying to, wiggle their way in?
I would say that this scene, though it needs a bit of a microscope, it's definitely full of variety, and it's full of things that people need to go out to go experience. And I do believe that we need more collaboration in the scene right now. A lot more people organizing gigs, because obviously there's not a lot of infrastructure out there. I would just encourage a lot of people to, if you have an idea, if you have a song, go out there and find the people that can make that a reality, because there's not a lot of support, and there's not a lot of things that will help you. So if you've got that drive and you really believe in that song or that idea for a gig, go out there, connect with people, manage those relationships, and just try and make it happen with those people.
Awesome. I think that really strongly connects to what you guys are working on at Room 04 as well. Now, Barrett, I believe you actually talked to Romilda over the weekend.
I did, and I was able to put a little package together of me talking to her, so we can go through that one now. Cool. I am here with Romilda, who just performed in Room 04 for live sets in class. Now, firstly, Romilda, what was it that inspired you to start putting your music out into the world?
I think all of my music comes from a place of truth, of stuff that I've experienced, and I found that it was a way to express myself, but often people really related to my music, so it felt important to get it out there, to let people know that they weren't alone in what they were experiencing. And the feedback from getting the music out there has just been so positive. I've fallen in love with it.
Yep. And then Amends is the first song that you've released. What made you want to release that song first?
I think the energy with my friends when we were producing it together was just so fun in the room, and we had so many ideas of production and how we were going to take the song. I think I just fell in love with the process of that one, and it just made sense that was the first one that would go out.
Yeah. And you are the first person to star in this new Room 04 project. What does this project mean to you personally?
I'm so grateful that I was the pilot for this one. I think Room 04, I know a lot of these people because they're my friends in the music world. I think it just means a lot because we haven't really had something so intimate like this in Canberra that's a recorded and videoed live performance session with a very, very small audience. a lot like the Tiny Desk concert concept, and I just love that as an idea and like a medium for putting artists on the map in Canberra. So it just means a lot that I'm the first one to trial it. I think that's really cool.
Definitely is. You say, so growing up in Canberra, how do you feel like the music scene in Canberra is going, and how have you managed to grow in that environment?
Yeah, I feel like for a while I was very unsure about the music scene in Canberra. Like, it feels like a very small space, but once you get there and you sort of notice all the little places and hotspots for music and for live gigs, you just discover a whole other world of musicians and bands and people that are just creative and love putting all of this stuff together. So I think it's been really nice to discover a space like that, and also just, you know, get in with all the crowds that make music, because they're just a fun group of people, and I've really enjoyed working with all of them and discovering everyone's music and stuff like that.
Definitely, everyone here today was so nice.
Yeah, that's true. They were really, really just a good group of people. It was great.
And then Changing is a song that got popular online a couple of weeks ago. What's your reaction to that been?
I think it's been a really nice reaction, because I think I was nervous about putting the song out because I didn't know how it would be received. But I think that's proof that you have to put things out there even if you're unsure of how the reaction will be. It was a very spur of the moment decision to just put it on a reel on Instagram and see how people find it, and it's been such a great reaction, and people I don't know have reached out to me and said how they relate to the lyrics and the song itself. So it's just been a really nice reaction, and I really loved showing it to everyone that I can.
Of course. And then for my final question, one of my co-hosts always asks this, so I figured I'd give it a go. You've done a lot of gigs around Canberra, outside of Canberra as well. Mm-hmm. What is your weirdest experience you've had touring?
Oh, okay. I think, personally, it's always the sound guy setting up. I think they're very talented people, and they're always not really noticed sort of in the background making things sound good. But I've had one person, we were testing instruments and how they sounded, and the guy was just like, "That's the ugliest sound I've ever heard in my life." And I said, "Oh, that's great. We're playing that in about 5 minutes." So not the greatest reaction, but yeah.
Big confidence boost, yeah.
Yeah, big confidence boost.
Yeah, no. But thank you so much. That's all I had for today. Good luck with everything.
Thank you so much.
We're joined by another guest on our final episode today. Local film producer Sam Barth joins us to chat about his latest projects and what it's like creating art at an indie local level. Sam, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey guys, how are we doing? Hello. I missed this. I used to be on here. I used to have my own podcast with my friend Tane.
If only anyone could remember the name.
Yeah, it was the 3 Eggs podcast, and we were told at one point that it was the #1 podcast in Australia. So I don't know who told us that, probably the Lord, but
yeah. Well, Sam, speaking of you leaving UCFM, you recently graduated from the University of Canberra with a bachelor's in film production, but you've been making films for a long time before that. When do you reckon you first got into it?
Would have been when I was probably 8 on iPad iMovie, using those awesome transitions. And then I think when we were in year 7, me and my friends decided to make a film for this science project that had nothing to do with the science project. And we told a narrative and we told a plot and we handed it in, and she said, "Wow, this is a great piece of work. What is this invention that you've made, though, for cleaning the environment?" And we said, "Oh, we forgot about that part. Sorry, that's on us."
But you did make a really good product out of it. So
that's what matters.
That was the spark that made Sam Barth.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, yeah, I guess so.
So looking at other stuff that you've made, Behind the Paint, The Story of Slaughtered Goat is a mockumentary about your heavy metal band and alter ego, Shadow. It's currently in post-production.
Well, I would argue that Shadow's a different person. Shadow's a different person than me. I'm
Isn't
Sam
that literally what an alter ego is?
Well, you've never seen us in the same room together. So
That is a good point.
So I don't know. That doesn't prove my point, though.
No, I was going to say.
No. I'm not very good at these sort of things.
No,
I'm trying
you're
my
right.
best. But yes, we filmed that end of 2024, and then it's been in post-production hell. But that's okay, because what happened is we ended up coming on UCFM and recording something else, and that became an accidental scene in the film that tied the whole piece together. We were like, there's something missing from this.
Yeah.
There's something missing. I take these photos and this audio from our time on UCFM on Halloween, and we ended up making a film that actually works now. So it's going to be released soon. We'll be doing trailers and posters out soon. We're just doing the final touches on the audio right now.
Very nice. It's really cool how UCFM got a cameo in that. Something that I randomly invited you to somehow ended up in the film.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, and it's also kind of crazy how important that scene is to the plot now. This scene that wasn't written and wasn't intentional, and somehow is now the most important scene in the entire plot of the film.
Yeah, definitely. And so you're working on a mockumentary-style web series set in Canberra called Ordinary Me. Can you offer a sneak peek of what it's about?
Yeah, we've just started production. I will correct, it's not set in Canberra, but it is filmed in Canberra.
Right.
It's set in this made-up town that Slaughtered Goat's also set in. I try to write all my stuff in like this made-up town that's based on where I come from, Bateman's Bay, but I don't want to write in Bateman's Bay because you try to forget your past sometimes. But yeah, so it's set in this town, and each episode follows a different interesting character in this town, and it's a comedy, and we were inspired by how interesting it was and fun to make Slaughtered Goat. And so I can tell you that Shadow from Slaughtered Goat will be appearing in this web series. We've filmed 1.5 episodes so far. It's going to be a long production, but each episode has a different actor, and we're working with a lot of local Canberra filmmakers and a lot of local Canberra actors. So far, we've filmed with one of my friends, Alex Taylor Stathis, and he's going to be playing a character called Charisma, who's a DJ. So I can tell you that much so far. All the other stuff, we are currently in pre-production for all the other episodes. But yeah, we have 1.5 filmed so far, and it'll probably be coming around September, we're aiming for.
Very cool, very cool. So following up on what you've said about sourcing actors for Ordinary Me, do you find that usually when you're working on these smaller projects, a lot of it is just about random connections you have from people you work with or your friends or from uni and everything?
Yeah, it's actually kind of, it works out in an interesting way of you make a project, you put out a casting call or something, or you get someone you know and they get someone in they know, and it's like essentially you network through these films you make, and then what happens is when you go to write the next project, you're like, oh, I know this person from this other project where they quickly played a character for 2 minutes for me. I can give them a lead role now or whatever, or I can work with that person because I know they're capable. Or you meet someone like my boss at one of my jobs actually is an actor, so I thought, okay, and he wants more acting roles, but he's too busy working full time, and I said, how about I write something for you?
Yeah.
And he's going to be in one of the episodes of Ordinary Me.
I believe you did also talk to a friend, Ella, who we interviewed earlier, I think in our first episode for The Real Radio Show, who might potentially be doing some acting in it as well.
She may potentially, yes. That is true.
Following up on the idea of a mockumentary, we've chatted before about American Vandal and how much we enjoy it.
I love American Vandal. What a good show.
I know you love American Vandal. So are there any other inspirations for Slaughtered Goat in the upcoming web series that you want to share?
Obviously, Spinal Tap. This is Spinal Tap. But then probably the first one, before I watched Spinal Tap, I watched a movie my parents showed me called Best in Show, which is by the same people, and it's about a dog show. And that's probably my favorite mockumentary.
Right.
Very funny and has those interesting characters. And I think that's kind of what you look for in a mockumentary is characters that can fit into a real world setting but are so heightened and so not from this real world.
Yeah. A fun little parody to add a bit of humour to
Definitely.
it.
And on a final note, there are a lot of challenges, humbling moments, and risk you need to adapt to when trying to transition into working on creative projects professionally. What's been the biggest challenge you've encountered, and how have you dealt with it?
Money. What? There's no money in this industry. There's no unless you have heaps of it already, or your parents do. There's no money, so you kind of just have to work with the fact that you're broke, and have to work with the fact that all of your friends are broke, and that all you can afford is maybe lunch for everyone. And you work with the equipment you can, and you work with the uni students who can still access equipment for free, and you do all of these things and you make it work, or you write something that is cheap or is is really easy, and that's what the mockumentary is. It's
Yeah.
like we can walk around with a camera that's not a cinema camera, and we can walk around and film all these things, and we don't have to get location permissions because no one knows we're there, because we filmed at the Viral Food Festival quickly the other week because it's like, well, we need a festival, so you just kind of find ways to get into places without getting noticed and doing things. Probably bad advice, but it's advice that I know everyone does anyway.
Everyone's got to do it at some point. Well, thanks so much for joining us in the studio, Sam. I'm looking forward to watching your projects when they come out, maybe in September. Speaking of, where can people see more of your work?
On my Instagrams and on YouTube, you can find me at sam.the.bath on Instagram, and all of my links are in there.
We're keeping with the throwbacks today and returning to a favourite artist for us here at UCFM, Genesis Owusu. Recently on UCFM, we had Tom chat with Canberra-born artist Genesis Owusu about his newly released music for the Red Star Woo Pirate Radio Tour.
The point of this album is to be as direct as possible. And I think, it doesn't seek to make anything ambiguous or obtuse. You know, the chorus is left side to the right side, front side to the back, stampede if you're with me.
I ain't trying
So
to hear
we ain't
that.
trying to hear that.
Yeah.
Like no more of this polarization, fighting, headbutting each other when our enemies are not each other.
Yeah.
It's just trying to be as direct and straightforward as possible.
Yeah, not left and right, just up and down, like
Exactly.
you mentioned.
Exactly. I think it's just necessary.
Yeah.
I think it's like most of this album was written in 2024. All of this album was written in 2024. And I felt like that was one of the years where we really saw the biggest just cracks in the illusion of Western society, second Trump term, everything going on in Palestine, like
Of course.
just the curtain dropped in the most obvious way, where the powers that be were still smiling and being like, yep, everything's okay, thumbs up, when like literally you can go on
Falling to
anything
pieces,
and see everything falling to pieces. So it just felt necessary to just be like, this is what it is.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, that album is now on tour, being set to perform here at the UC Refectory this Friday, the 15th of May. And luckily enough, I happen to have a double pass to said gig for the Red Star Woo Pirate Radio Tour. So given we are celebrating the final episode today, what better way to give them away than a round of Pass the Parcel? This is a slightly different version of the party game, however. I've been a little bit inspired by our talks about game theory and behavioural science this semester. So I've created a bluff scenario a la that one poison scene from The Princess Bride. I have 2 bags in front of our competitors today, with one containing the Genesis Owusu double pass. Our 2 competitors in the studio, Kira and Ben, will attempt to end up as the person with the correct gift bag. Ben, you will have the chance to look inside the bag in front of you, and Kira, you will have the power to swap or keep your bag based on Ben's reaction. You'll also have time to ask Ben questions, try to suss out whether or not you think he is lying. But keep in mind, Ben is allowed to lie. If you ask him a question, he can be untruthful. You'll just have to watch his facial expressions. Ben, how are you feeling about your chances of winning this game?
I'm not feeling good at all, actually. I'm very nervous.
Kira, how about you?
Look, I'm a big Genesis Owusu fan, so this would be a great prize. But again, I don't know how good I am.
I mean,
at
I'd love
reading.
to keep these tickets, and if it means I have to lie, we'll see.
I feel like you could have the chops for it, Ben. I reckon that you can keep like a stony expression. I think it'd be
Maybe.
right. All right, well, let's get on to it. Ben, have a look into your bag.
Okay.
Now, the paper slip is in there, so just have a sneaky look so that way Kira cannot see.
Some very neutral expression there.
So do I have to say if I have it or not?
No, you keep it on the down low.
Okay.
Kira can ask, but you're allowed to lie. You can say whatever you want.
Okay, how good are you at poker?
Never played.
Never played? Okay, wow. And do you have any experience in drama or acting?
I don't, but I have been told, I'm just going to brag now instead of you asking me the question. I've been told I'm a good liar.
Okay.
Whoa, where do you hear that
Or
from?
maybe he's a bad liar and he's
Yes, maybe it's all a game of deceit.
I was going to say, when I play these sort of games, my strategy is, because I'm a bad liar at times, is just to make it seem really obvious all the time when I'm lying. So that way, when I am actually lying, people don't believe it.
Well, look, people tend to avoid eye contact, I think, when they are lying, and you were pretty set on looking at me in the face, so I think you don't have the tickets.
Ben, are you
Do I
going to
have to
confirm or
reveal?
deny? Confirm or
Am
deny?
I lying or?
You can lie. You can say whatever you want.
Okay,
you have
sorry.
another minute. Until
I
decides
do
whether
have
or
the
not to swap.
tickets.
And because you have these tickets, who are you going with?
I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll have to go with Hannah. Maybe I'll have to go with Tash, depending on who's going to be available.
Yeah,
Sorry,
okay.
Barrett.
Yeah, I'll
No
just
invite.
leave. It's fine.
Snubbed.
And have you seen Genesis Owusu live
I
before?
haven't.
You haven't? So first time?
I've seen quite a few KFC ads, but never live.
He's listened to it live on the television.
Yeah.
That kind of adds stakes because it's like, this might be his only chance.
Yeah, but for someone who's never seen him live before, you don't seem too keen or enthusiastic.
I've been told that I'm not often, obviously enthusiastic, but I'm enthusiastic.
Okay, so good at lying and not that enthusiastic.
I have a poker face.
Oh, yes. Well,
All
That's yeah.
okay.
I reckon, Kira, are you going to swap your bag or keep the one you have?
Yes, I would like to swap.
You would
I'm gonna
like
go
to
for
swap.
it, put it all in.
All right, Tash is swapping the bags. There are no take-backsies. Kira, could you look in your bag and reveal what you have got in there?
I do not have the double pass.
I lied.
That is expert work from Benjamin. Congratulations. You now have a double pass to see Genesis Owusu playing at UC Refectory on Friday, the 15th of May. If you don't already have tickets, like Kira, you can head to frontiertouring.com for all info.
Now, instead of passing the parcel, we're going to pass on our opinions for Tash and Hannah's judgment. That's right, for the final judgment segment, the tables have been turned, and Hannah and I finally had the chance to scrutinise Barrett's music choices, specifically his favourite songs from the past judgments and a couple of extras. Barrett, how do you think we're going to react to this album?
Oh, you're going to hate it. You're going to scrutinize me. My 3 songs are definitely like the bottom 3.
Really? Wow, you really think we hate you?
No, I'm sure there's a few winners in there.
Have hope, Barrett.
Yeah.
No.
No?
I'm going to put...
We
what was
baked
Daniel
with you
Caesar
one
is
time.
above all of my...
I will say our initial impressions to this, Tash and I were studying the other day and we decided to chuck this playlist on.
Yes.
My first reaction was that this is a cry for help.
Yeah,
That's
I
what we've
understand
labelled
that.
the playlist. A lot of very angsty, very sad, very melancholic songs from you, Barrett. There are a few ones that picked up the energy, maybe 2.
They were the ones,
that
we
weren't
chose.
mine.
Yeah.
This feels like the the playlist you listen to when you're at like the worst time of your life. Oh God.
Yeah, we were studying. We were like, oh, this is...
Someone do a house check on Barrett. But Tash, how did this playlist fit into your usual music taste?
I mean, for me, I do typically love to listen to some sadder music from time to time, even when I'm perfectly happy. Like, I just
See,
love
that's just
the
me all the
vocals, the
time.
emotions. But I have to be in, like, a specific mood. So it does, I think, align with mine more than yours, Hannah, because you listen to more upbeat indie rock, don't you?
I was going to say I'm an indie rock girly. I love Australian rock. I love upbeat songs. Like, one of the main things I liked about Fizz is that sense of optimism about everything.
And I chose all the saddest songs.
And you chose very sad songs. And, like, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy some of them, but I do have a vibe sometimes where I'm like, if I'm not in the mood for these songs and they just don't hit the way that I think that they're intended to hit, I was feeling great yesterday. I was chipper. I was happy. So the songs were kind of just like... Yeah.
You needed some trauma.
Yeah, I need something bad to happen.
A little bit of spice.
Exactly.
You needed to bake a cake before listening to it.
Well, before Tash and I reveal our favourite songs, Barrett, what was yours?
See, that's hard because the 3 I put in, I would say probably like 3 of Barrett's top songs of all time.
Wow.
So like those 3 are like definitely all on top of all the other ones without a doubt.
Yeah.
Sorry, Paris.
All of
That's
the ones
okay.
that we recommended for Barrett's judgment are the ones that it's on.
And there's like a different year assigned to each of them, so to pick one's pretty hard, but I think just for like my love for Olivia Rodrigo, it's going to have to be Traitor.
Yeah, that's fair.
It is Olivia.
We do love
It is,
Olivia.
it is.
Me and Tash went off her after we couldn't get tickets for her tour last
We
year. was it?
boycotted her, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rookie mistake. I got like the pre-sale. I was great tickets.
Oh.
But yeah.
Whatever, Barrett.
Pissing me off. All right, well, let's get into our rankings. So, at our last place was Butterfly Season by Ella Langley. Love and Light to Her. It was a bit too country for me, though.
Yeah.
A bit
Too country?
A bit too country.
Yeah, we have number 9, Green is the Colour by Pink Floyd. I just think, like,
You
compared
rated
to...
them lower than me. That makes me feel better, actually.
Yeah, like, compared to other Pink Floyd songs, we were just like, this doesn't stand out as much.
Yeah, and then next is This Breaks My Heart, Lights Out by Fizz. I love the real vocals and the drama of this song, and I think it's good if you're listening to like a one-off cinematic thing or a music video, but I think that when it's in a playlist, it does feel a little bit drawn out, which kind of affected my enjoyment for it.
Yeah. And next we had Drifting by NF. And Barrett, this was the song on that really made me go, oh my God, there's NF on here.
Have you not seen
How
my NF
sad
hoodie?
is this boy? Like, oh my gosh.
When this song played, Tash turned to me and said, this was the song that was recommended to me in year 8 from a really depressed friend.
So,
all right, flying through, we've got Salt by Teen Jesus and the Grogans up next, Cool by Daniel Caesar, a song about fishing from Genesis Owusu, which was a good little easy listening and a little bit more upbeat. Next up, it's Tash's favourite artist, Knitting Song by Paris Paloma, which I think we really enjoyed the whimsical vibe of that one, the wind chime intro. And next is your favourite song, Barrett, Trader by Olivia Rodrigo, which we both really enjoy, but in my opinion, I just compare it subconsciously to Vampire, which I think is a better version. And for Tash, she said that it's the TikTokification.
yes, I've heard it too much.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. Yeah.
And at number one is
we had The Exit by Conan Gray. I was trying to do that, so we said it at the same time.
Does
but
that
that's
mean I win judgment?
That's okay.
Did I win my own show?
I think you did, because this is your song recommendation.
Yes.
So we both found this one to be a fun mix of melancholy with some great music progression and storytelling. We're reaching the tail end of our show now, and Barrett, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little bit hungry. I reckon it's time for cake.
That was so cringe. It is time for cake.
It is time for cake. All right. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Last week, we spun a wheel to decide what Women's Weekly birthday cake the Season 1 and Season 2 hosts would be making for our finale competition. Our Season 1 host landed on the jet plane, which they've brought into the studio. It's looking very nice. While our
it looks like trash. What do you
Barrett. Show some sportsmanship. And then our Season 2 host landed on the racetrack. And, you know, I think we've done a very good job at the racetrack, personally.
I think we nailed it.
Yeah. Looks exactly
we followed
like
the instructions to a T.
It looks like the photo.
Hey, Joe, stop laughing.
Now, Rach, our lovely station manager and judge is on the mic. Now, Rach, first impressions based on the cakes that we received from the wheel. Did you reckon that we were going to do as well as we've done?
Look, to be completely honest, I'm actually impressed.
That means her expectations were so low.
The bar was pretty low, I'm not going to lie.
Are you just impressed that we have 2 cakes here today?
I am impressed that 2 cakes turned up and that they look like cakes.
Yes.
In part, there's some parts that are very questionable.
Drive for some of us, okay?
Yeah, Tash had to drive the cake today, and it was a bit of a MacGyver situation where we were trying to figure out a way that it wouldn't slide around the car. Now, guys, let's hear how the teams actually went. We have AJ and James from the Real Radio Show Season 1 team. Guys, how did you go? What was your challenges, setbacks? What are you proudest of?
Well, for those at home who can't see the beautiful masterpiece that is our little plain cake, they're supposed to be, the wings are supposed to be, what was it, James? Was it wafers?
Wafers.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly not.
They're not wafers.
Hey. The dedication was
Already
there.
wrong.
I said, let's switch it up. I'm thinking sweet and salty. We're putting, what
For
are
a
those,
cake?
saladas?
Yeah.
And you bet that AJ just had that in her cupboard and brought it along.
Actually, you know what? I won't speak.
A lot of the lollies I did have in my cupboard already, but they were from an earlier Women's Weekly cookbook cake.
Is this a hobby of yours, James?
I didn't make.
James is a pro.
It's a hobby of mine of requesting my girlfriend to make me Women's Weekly birthday ones. It was the robot this year. Last year was the duck cake.
Aww.
So I'm very glad we didn't spin on that because I watched her do it. I looked very hard.
We were nearly on the duck cake, actually. I think you were like right next to it, AJ, when you spun that wheel. So what do you reckon was the biggest challenge making your cake?
To be honest, not really many challenges to we were having a really sorry that we were just having a great time.
Oh my god,
it was awesome.
Sounds like
really
propaganda.
Beautiful.
I feel like they're lying.
It was a
face.
beautiful bonding experience. For those who haven't seen each other in a hot minute, Alison unfortunately wasn't there, but she was there in spirit, so we were all bonding. What about you?
Well, I think it would have been lovely to have Alison there, but now they can't say it was 4-on-3, and so it was an unfair advantage. So if you're going to pull that one,
I think if
think
Alison's spirit is there, it's still an unfair advantage.
I was going to say, it's like at least a 3.5 situation. But on the note of challenges, we should probably look at how our team actually went creating our cake. We've got a short little vlog. Let's listen.
Guys, Hannah here. So we're doing the baking challenge today, but Barrett and Tash are just a little bit delayed, so I'm going to get started on it because we kind of delayed this and decided to do it the day of. So it's going to be a bit of an interesting experience. Barrett, get you to come over here. So part of my concern, Barrett, is that this recipe requires an electric mixer. I do not have one. So
I could have stole that from work as well.
well, Barrett, I didn't know you had like a supplier. Okay, all right.
My bad.
So we're gonna need to like mix this.
Yeah, we'll just take turns.
Blitz it, and then in terms of other stuff, we have to make Vienna cream.
What?
We're going to DIY with this. No electric mixers. That's the extra challenge. The other group, they get to have everything because, they need the extra help. But, we're doing this at the last
minute. Why do they
minute.
get everything?
They did it yesterday. So the internet called me when I was checking up to see if, everyone was actually doing it.
When I got the concerning to your message.
When you got the concerning to your message and we were like, oh shit, are they actually...
What do you mean?
And I called them and they were decorating it all yesterday. So our challenge is that this needs to be frozen basically and set by the time we bring it in.
I was talking to Jessie about this and we're doing it tomorrow morning, and she's like, you're what? You're like
and she's like an actual baker, so I'm sure that bodes really, really well for us. Other challenge is that we have to make a ramp, and it said to use cardboard, so I've got...
Cardboard? You can't eat cardboard though.
Pardon?
You can't eat cardboard.
Yeah, I know, but that's for some reason, I don't know, Women's Weekly just thought that was the way to go. So my solution is that we take this toilet paper roll and...
Is it a used toilet paper roll?
Well, I'd like to recycle. Nothing's got on there. All the toilet paper is used after it's removed.
Okay,
that's what the recipe says.
All right,
cardboard
okay.
and cream.
I just want to eat that part of the cake. It's fine.
This is like immunity. What's happening behind the scenes? Why did we put that much cake there?
Look, Tash is on a lot of drugs, and I left her unsupervised because she was talking about zombies. Okay.
Oh wait, we need to, don't we? I was gonna say also isn't that too much for the tin? Is that going to rise too high?
We'll find out, won't we?
We'll find out after this break. All right, something's going on with this baking paper.
Just don't even worry about it, okay?
Barrett.
Says the one who won.
Yeah, Barrett.
Whoa, there's a lot of hate here for...
Guys, this baking paper...
I didn't have to show up today. I brought a whole cake tray and everything.
Oh, really?
You know how much effort went into me getting that cake tray this morning?
2.
Yeah, about. But
it was a hard 2 minutes.
And I got a free coffee. I was struggling out here, guys.
Guys, well...
Right. You wouldn't be able to line this without me. Who brought the baking paper?
Guys, is this the part where the gang has a big fight, right? I never want to work with you guys again! And then we come back together and say, guys, we can make this cake.
Guys, you're all actually really cool individuals.
You've got your sport. Tash, you've got your crochet. And
I'm just here, guys.
And you know what? I'm here. Okay, all right. Tash, check the box. How long does this have to be in the oven for? Give me a sec.
Baking time 40 to 45 minutes.
40 to 45 minutes.
Okay, we are attempting to fix the ramp so that it covers the cake better. And looks more like the photo.
Yeah, my ramp was bad.
Alright, so this is Barrett's idea, so we're going to give him credit.
Thanks, guys.
Credit where credit is due.
Hey guys, this is a hashtag Barrett idea.
There we go. So this stuff in the colours on now.
Okay.
Also, I built these, I need to put some on.
Need to make sure they're all going the right direction. Because I was about to put it the opposite way, so they would...
Wait, no, we've already got it all the wrong way.
Do we?
This guy's...
Oh, that's fine. He's not stuck.
Oh my god.
Guys, that could have been a really big disaster.
Guys, we did a good job.
Yeah, this is chill.
We did it, guys.
Yeah, Real Radio Show Season 2.
And then, 3, 2.
Oh.
Guys can't even follow a counter. Alright.
And I just went for it.
Concoction.
And welcome back. And we are about to get into the judging. We have Rachel and Jessie and potentially Ben if we need a tiebreaker all here to judge our cakes. I mean, let's just get cutting and get into it, shall we?
Yeah, I want to know first opinions on the cakes from you guys.
Yeah, what's the opinions on the looks, let's say?
Yeah, like out of 10. Are we doing it like this? Yeah. I'm
out of
deciding
10,
now, guys.
really high. They're definitely there's a lot going on. I really appreciate the effort that I can clearly see that's been put in. We've deviated from the images a little bit, but creative license. Looks good. They look edible, and that is really good.
Might be the nicest thing I've ever heard Jessie say.
That's pretty high from Jessie.
I praise.
Well, okay, I'm not going to give out of 10 because one of you would win after that.
Oh.
I like one better. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
You can say it.
Figure out why, because I was the one who picked the options. The reason I picked the racetrack as an option is because as a child I really liked the iced ramp in the middle. Your ramp is not iced, and the reason I picked the jet plane is because I thought it was very like gravity defying because the bottom is smaller than the rest of the cake, and I think that team did succeed in doing that. But you will see if it tastes good. So, yeah.
Wow.
It tastes good. There was a lot of offcuts.
Speaking of things not being iced, the bottom of the UCFM jet plane cake is not iced.
That's not part of the plane. That's to give it the illusion of being off the ground.
Sounds like
if we made it blue, it would blend with the plane. If we made it green, it's not flying, it's on the ground.
It's just a bit messy, really. Well, Rach, what were your thoughts on the looks?
I'm gonna agree with Jessie. They do look edible. I don't want your glasses. Actually, that might make it better.
One of them has your name on it, remember?
One does have my name on it, which I appreciate. I also appreciate the blue of the plane.
Yeah,
it's giving Planet Express from Futurama.
Okay.
To me, that's which incidentally is one of my favorite shows.
Okay, unintentional win.
But I do the figure 8 for the racetrack worked out very well. The cardboard is...
I really didn't think that this was going to break the camel's back.
I feel like you guys could have, you could have upped the ante on that instead of just going to the dunny and getting a...
Exactly. And you know what I said when I walked in? I said, is that a loo roll in the cake? I would hope that you at least tried to sanitize it before you used it.
Tash, I remember when we were baking it, said, should we wash it? I was like, how are you going to wash it? Oh, God.
It's okay, though, because one of my dogs loves to eat cardboard toilet rolls, so I'll just take it home for him.
We actually named one of the tiny teddies after your dog, Rach.
Which dog? I have 2 dogs.
Oh, the 2 of them, both of them. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the one that's been run over?
No. No, that would probably be a bit too dark
morbid,
for us.
Yeah.
But all right,
morbid.
we'll settle the score finally on what is the best cake when we look at the taste. We just left our station manager and the rest of our judges as they tried our cakes for today. Guys, what do we reckon? What are our thoughts on these cakes?
My initial thoughts, I enjoyed the flavours of each. The plain cake is a more denser cake.
On whose side? Which one? The plain?
The plain cake.
Okay.
The aeroplane cake.
Yep.
Ooh, hurts, doesn't it?
No, it's denser, as in just the
So
consistency of the cake.
That's not a good
dense
sound.
cake
That was
isn't a
in
good
honour
sign.
of the season 2 hosts of Real Radio Show.
They were really dense. That was like a self-burn.
And if that took you too long to get, that's why.
No, the plain cake is good. The icing is sweet. Didn't try the cracker wings. Jessie's having a nibble of a cracker now.
Oh, she just gagged.
We just win in like...
I think we just won in one bite.
One's not fresh.
Mine did not crack.
Let's hear it. Ben, what were your thoughts on the tastes?
Okay, so I actually prefer a dense cake.
Okay.
But I liked the icing. So the plain cake is more dense, and I prefer that. But I like the icing of the racetrack better. I am eating a cracker right now. I know that AJ said that she was going for a sweet and salty thing. It doesn't work, sorry. But, I mean, I think the tastes are pretty comparable, I would say.
All right, Jessie.
What do you think, Jessie?
Currently eating said
It's
sweet
about
and
time to take a
salty
bite. Yeah, I
combination.
decided to just lean into the sweet and salty. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
What a high bar.
This is way too much pressure. I love the racetrack cake, but the icing's really thin. And I love the icing on the plain. But the cake is really dense. Except you have to make a dense cake if you're going to do a structure. Like if you tried to make that cake and then put it on top of each other, it's going to collapse completely. So I'm kind of like, that's going to be the closest to the picture, to the Women's Weekly one.
How do you guys
the
feel
plain.
about the two-toned inside moment? We've got a chocolate and a vanilla.
By the way, against the
can't-
recipe.
I can't tell the difference between.
But is it aesthetically? Is it giving?
Oh yeah, it was a nice surprise. It was a very nice
Period.
surprise. I got to cut it, and when it fell out, it didn't slide out delicately because it's on a giant cutting board. When it fell out, it looked great. It looked gorgeous.
Right.
So I will give you that.
Our judges, we're going to give you a few seconds to confer on who you think is the final winner. So in the meantime, AJ, James,
we confer
Barrett,
into the
Tash, I want you to know that I love you guys regardless of these results.
Whoa. Should we hold hands?
Let's hold hands.
You know how like when the nominee we were holding hands, someone take a photo. Someone take a photo of this.
Guys, I love you guys.
I love you guys. I love you guys
And
so much.
listen, no matter what these results are, I respect all of you so much. All right, guys,
All right,
I think
here we
this is
go.
it. This is the result.
Okay.
This is the result.
I'm so scared. I'm so nervous.
I'm nervous.
We're gonna win.
No.
She's so nervous. She's so scared. She's so cocky.
Bring
All
it down a
right.
peg.
Should I just jump into it?
Jump into it.
I'm gonna get the drum roll.
Okay.
Just
all right.
for dramatic effect.
Okay.
So this was a unanimous decision.
Oh no!
By all three judges. The winner is season 1.
Oh,
so excited.
God.
Can I please do a speech, please?
Yes, please.
I'm so depressed.
Acceptance speech.
Okay, I really just want to thank my mum, just everyone who's brought me here today. Just so thankful to Rach for hiring me in the first season. This really means a lot, and you know what? It's okay to fail, guys. Just get back up again and try. It's all right. Basically, happy season 2 ending. And we made it for you. It was all for you guys. It's all for you. It's all for my fans also. Shout out to
all
my
the
fans.
Anjanettas in the
Yeah,
crowd.
all the Anjanettas. Do you have any words to say, James?
It's not about the competition, it's about competing. but I will say, though, this is probably maybe one of the most fun things done on either season of The Real Radio Show.
So we won morally.
Yeah, props for, yeah.
No trophies for that, though.
Oh, yeah. Well,
plenty of cake.
Plenty of cake to drown our sorrows. Well, thank you so much for getting involved, guys, and congratulations on being the winner of the Real Radio Show Bake Off. What a wonderful moment to end the season. This whole challenge is definitely one of my favourite things that we've ever done.
Yep. And on that note, we are reaching the end of our show today, Hannah, and I reckon it's time to reminisce on these past 8 weeks, the highs, the lows, and for this, I've made a little package of all the best moments of the season, so let's take a listen to that.
Hello and welcome to the Real Radio Show on UCFM
87.8, coming to you from the University of
Canberra on Ngunnawal land. I'm Tash.
I'm Barrett.
And I'm Hannah.
It's our all-new season with new segments, new interviewees, and most importantly, new hosts. It's basically a reboot.
For the Real Radio Show Spelling Bee. So, for our first question, Ella, what was your favourite part of doing the show? And how do you spell cheese? And I have a really important question to ask you. This is our final question for today. Will you sign my CD? Yes, of course.
Yes! Woo. It is time for my favourite part of the week. It is Barrett's judgment.
And then I got a text from Hannah saying, "Hey Tash, I went to the Fishwick markets and I found some chilies."
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, did you now? What would that be for?" And she was like, "You'll see on air." Oh, that's immediately awful. I've only taken one bite of it. Hold on, we'll get some more.
How would you describe the taste?
It's kind of immediate. Oh my gosh, now I swallowed it. Oh, that's worse. Oh, that's worse. Oh, swallowing it's worse.
Speaking of being bitter, you had some comments about the service quality in Australia. I'm just wondering...
The worst in the world. The worst in
Very
the
big
worst
statement.
anywhere in the world.
I don't know about you, Barrett, but I love a walk. And my favourite way to spend my afternoon is going around the lake with my corgi, you know, whether...
It's such a cute, like, little bedtime story. He's reading to his sheep, and then he just dies in the field. They just find his body.
He just dies.
in the field. And they're like, and they do the thing like it's CGI. So it's like CGI, and Hugh Jackman is actually Hugh Jackman. They've got like voiceovers for the sheep. Now, I do have one final question before we go. Do you believe in aliens? And what do you reckon they'd look like if you do?
What's your professional opinion?
Yeah.
So look, I think nearly everyone in the community will agree life exists somewhere.
Yes.
Now, firstly,
confirmed, guys, confirmed.
No. But firstly, when we say life, we mean boring things, right? You know.
Yes, Barrett is our new rage today because she is at the strike, fighting for her people. Oh my god!
And that is no laughing matter.
That is no laughing matter. If you guys, we're fists in the air. We are allies. We've got lots happening on today's show.
So for the final of Barrett's judgment rankings, we have Daniel Caesar coming in at number 7, Ella Langley in at number 6,
Oof.
Pink Floyd at number 5, Teen Jesus in at number 4, and then Genesis Owusu at number 3. So number 2 goes to... Actually, or do I do with number 1? Who's one out of Tash and Hannah here? I need a little drum roll.
Yeah, we do need a drum roll. Sound effect.
And the winner is still Tash with Paris.
Damn it.
Who's got number 2?
You know what? You know what? I got number 2, and I'm happy with that.
Shout out to Paris Paloma. I love you, Queen. This is The Real Radio Show.
This is The Real Radio Show.
This is The Real Radio Show.
And that was all for our final episode today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Real Radio Show over the semester. We've all enjoyed hosting and creating content for you. Thanks also to our guests for today, Josh, Sam, Ben, and Kira, and just everyone who has come and been a guest on our show throughout the semester. Make sure to follow our socials at UCFM_87.8. Won't be back again next Tuesday. However, you can find our final episode and past episodes on UCFM website, ucfm.com.au, or listen to the podcast version wherever you get your podcasts. And this is our final goodbye, guys. So
can we finally do the acapella?
We'll do the synchronized acapella.
Okay. I'll go low.
Right.
You go high. Okay. Tash, do middle.
I go high.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Bye.